Hello everyone, Jim Cantore here. Thanks for joining me as we dive into one of the most challenging questions meteorologists face every year. As we head into fall 2025, Oklahomans are asking, what will this winter bring? Will we see heavy snow, dangerous ice, or perhaps a stretch of mild, uneventful weather? The anticipation is real and so is the uncertainty. Predicting winter in Oklahoma is a real challenge even for the most experienced forecasters. The weather here is famously unpredictable, and every year brings new surprises. The state's central location means it's a battleground for cold, dry air plunging down from Canada and warm, moist air surging up from the Gulf of Mexico. These two powerful forces often collide right over Oklahoma, setting the stage for dramatic weather swings. With no mountains to block Arctic air, cold fronts can sweep in fast, dropping temperatures dramatically, sometimes in just a matter of hours. One moment it's mild, the next you're reaching for your heaviest coat. Meanwhile, Gulf moisture is always lurking, ready to fuel winter storms. That means we can get snow, sleet, freezing rain, or just a cold, soaking rain, sometimes all in the same week. The exact track of each storm system changes everything. A shift of just a few miles north or south can mean the difference between a dusting of snow and a major ice storm. The atmosphere over the plains can shift quickly. A weak storm can intensify and become a blizzard overnight, catching even seasoned meteorologists off guard. Even with advanced computer models and the latest technology, the weather here is unpredictable. Models can disagree, and small changes in the atmosphere can have big impacts. No single forecast is a guarantee. We're piecing together clues from around the globe, comparing data from different sources, and constantly updating our predictions. We analyze ocean temperatures, atmospheric patterns, and historical data, looking for trends and signals. But even with all this information, surprises are always possible, and sometimes the weather just refuses to follow the script. This year, the signals are especially mixed, making the forecast even trickier. Some models hint at a colder, stormier winter, while others suggest milder conditions. That's the beauty and challenge of Oklahoma weather. It keeps us on our toes and reminds us that nature always has the final say. So, let's break down what we know so far, what the experts are watching, and what you should keep an eye on as we head into another unpredictable Oklahoma winter. Long-range forecasts rely on computer models. Think of them as expert opinions. This year, the American GFS model points to a colder, snowier winter for Oklahoma, with frequent Arctic air intrusions. The European ECMWF model, however, suggests a more variable winter cold snaps mixed with milder periods. Both models are respected, but they interpret the data differently. Why? Small differences in how they weigh ocean temperatures or atmospheric pressure can lead to big forecast changes. It's like two artists painting the same scene, each brings a unique perspective. This year's disagreement is sharper than usual, highlighting the delicate balance in the atmosphere. A small shift in a major pattern could tip Oklahoma into a deep freeze or a milder winter. Meteorologists analyze these differences daily, tracking which model handles key features best. As new data comes in, the picture will get clearer. For now, expect a winter with plenty of uncertainty. We'll keep watching as the models evolve. Beyond the models, there's a lively conversation happening among meteorologists across the country. As winter approaches, meteorologists are actively debating what this season will bring for Oklahoma and the surrounding region. Some experts are putting their trust in the American model, which is predicting a colder winter overall. They point to upper atmosphere patterns and the possibility of a blocking pattern, one that could trap cold air over the state for extended periods, leading to longer stretches of chilly weather. On the other hand, others are leaning toward the European model, which suggests a more variable winter. According to this outlook, Oklahomans could see a roller coaster of temperatures, with sharp, cold snaps followed by milder, more comfortable spells, making it hard to predict what each week will bring. The debate is especially intense this year because we're in a neutral ENSO phase, meaning there's no strong El Niño or La Niña in the Pacific Ocean to provide clear guidance for long-range forecasts. Without a dominant global pattern to steer the weather, meteorologists are forced to pay closer attention to smaller, more subtle signals. This makes the forecast more challenging, and naturally disagreement among experts grows as they interpret the data differently. Still, despite their differences, most experts do agree on a couple of key points. First, it's unlikely that this winter will be extremely warm and dry. The odds favor at least some periods of colder, wetter weather. Second, Oklahomans should be prepared for at least a few impactful winter storms, with snow and ice making travel difficult at times. The real question on everyone's mind is how often these cold spells will hit, and how long each one will last. Will the cold linger, or will it come and go in waves? As we move closer to December, meteorologists expect that the models will start to align, and a clearer consensus will emerge about what to expect. For now though, Oklahomans should brace for a classic winter, one that's unpredictable, full of surprises, and likely to keep everyone guessing from week to week. The friendly debate among experts will continue, with new data and updated forecasts fueling the conversation. Stay tuned. We'll keep you updated as the forecast sharpens and the picture of Oklahoma's winter becomes clearer. To predict the future, we look to the past. The stories of Oklahoma's winters are written in faded photographs and the memories of those who lived through them. Each year, the state braces for what might come, drawing on the lessons of winters gone by. Oklahoma's history is full of wild winters, like the devastating ice storm of December 2007, which left thousands without power for weeks. Streets became impassable, trees snapped under the weight of ice, and entire communities came together to help one another through the darkness and cold. Or the record-breaking snow of 2009 to 2010, when a Christmas Eve blizzard stranded travelers and buried the state. Highways were shut down, families were separated for the holidays, and snowdrifts piled higher than most had ever seen. Not every winter is extreme. Some years Oklahoma enjoys peaceful, quiet days, with only a hint of frost in the air. Some years, the jet stream stays north, keeping Oklahoma milder and wetter with more rain than snow. Streets glisten with rain instead of ice, and the threat of blizzards seems far away. These milder winters often happen during strong El Niño years, but not always. Weather patterns can shift unexpectedly, reminding us that no two winters are ever quite the same. The February 2021 Arctic outbreak is another lesson. A week of sub-freezing temperatures caused major power and infrastructure problems, even without record snowfall. Pipes burst, homes froze, and the state faced challenges it hadn't seen in decades. Sometimes a single cold snap can have the biggest impact. Just one day of extreme cold can disrupt lives, close schools, and test the resilience of entire communities. The takeaway? Oklahoma winters are unpredictable. One year can bring blizzards, another just cold rain. The only certainty is uncertainty, and each season writes its own story. Preparation is key, no matter what the forecast says. Stocking up on supplies, checking emergency kits, and staying informed can make all the difference when the unexpected arrives. Past winters remind us, expect the unexpected. The weather can change in an instant, and being ready is the best way to stay safe. Stay ready for anything, from ice storms to deep freezes. Communities that prepare together weather the storms together, supporting each other through whatever winter brings. History shows us what's possible. Each storm, each cold snap adds another chapter to Oklahoma's winter story. Let's use those lessons as we look ahead. By remembering the past, we can face the future with hope, resilience, and the knowledge that together, we can weather any storm. The Pacific Ocean drives global winter weather, especially through El Niño and La Niña. El Niño means warmer Pacific waters, often bringing cooler, wetter winters to Oklahoma. La Niña is the opposite, cooler waters, which can mean drier, warmer winters here, but sometimes sharp cold snaps. These patterns shift the jet stream, steering storms and cold air. El Niño winters often bring more frequent storms, but not always more snow. Sometimes it's just cold rain or ice. La Niña can bring extremes, dry spells, then sudden cold. This year, we're in ENSO neutral, no strong El Niño or La Niña. That's a big reason for the uncertainty in the forecast. Without a dominant Pacific pattern, weaker signals take over, making predictions harder. The computer models are struggling to agree because the usual drivers aren't in play. We'll keep watching the Pacific for any changes. For now, expect a winter shaped by subtle, shifting patterns. The Pacific still holds the cards. The Atlantic Ocean also shapes our winter, especially through the North Atlantic Oscillation, or NAO. A negative NAO can block patterns over Greenland, sending Arctic air south and favoring snow in Oklahoma. A positive NAO keeps the jet stream strong and west to east, locking cold air in the Arctic and bringing milder weather here. Atlantic sea surface temperatures also influence storm strength and track. Warmer waters can fuel coastal storms, which sometimes help pull cold air into the central U.S. This year, Atlantic signals are mixed, adding to the uncertainty. NAO patterns are hard to predict more than a week or two ahead. We'll be watching the Atlantic closely as winter approaches. Every piece of the global puzzle matters. The Atlantic's behavior could tip the balance. No matter the forecast, it's smart to prepare for a harsh Oklahoma winter. Get your heating system checked and make sure your home is well insulated. Protect pipes in unheated areas. Insulate them and know where your main water shutoff valve is. Prepare emergency kits for home and car flashlights, batteries, blankets, food, water, and a weather radio. For your car, add jumper cables, a scraper, and snacks. Keep your gas tank at least half full in winter. Have multiple ways to get weather alerts: NOAA, radio, apps, and local meteorologists. Preparation now means less stress when storms hit. Don't wait for the first cold snap, get ready early. Simple steps can save you money and headaches. Stay informed and stay safe. Oklahoma winters can change fast. Be ready for anything. Even a mild winter in Oklahoma can bring challenges. A southerly storm track can mean heavy rain and localized flooding. Check your gutters and drainage now. Wet winters create travel hazards too. Make sure your tires and wipers are in good shape. Big temperature swings can trigger severe weather, even tornadoes in winter. Stay weather aware all year, not just in spring. Mild winters can also affect agriculture and pests, with fewer chill hours for fruit trees and more insects surviving. Every winter pattern brings its own risks. Prepare for rain, not just snow and ice. Keep an eye on changing conditions. Oklahoma's weather always keeps us guessing. As September 2025 ends, Oklahoma's winter outlook is still uncertain. Competing models, expert debates, and a lack of strong El Niño or La Niña all point to a season full of surprises. The best advice? Be prepared for anything: cold, snow, ice, or a roller coaster of ups and downs. Use the fall to get your home, car, and family ready. Emergency kits, heating checks, and pipe protection are simple steps that make a big difference. Remember, long-range forecasts give the big picture, not day-to-day details. For specific storms, stay tuned to daily and weekly updates. Technology now gives us several days' warning for major winter events. Trust your local meteorologist for the latest information. At the Weather Channel, we'll track every front and storm, keeping you informed. Oklahoma winters are always an adventure. Stay tuned, stay prepared, and we'll get through it together. Let's face this winter with confidence.